So we've got some examples here of products which have fallen victim to shrinkflation. And so I can read it from this card, you see, because I don't know any of this stuff by heart. So for example, here we have the airport favourite, triangular chocolate from triangular trees, triangular honey, triangular bees, you know. And
My teeth don't like those anymore.
The really good thing about, the interesting thing about this is it's become smaller, but what's actually happened to this product is
the gap's bigger.
The gap between the triangles has got bigger and the triangles of chocolate have got fewer. What do you think of that?
Awful.
So there's more air to be seen between each triangle than there used to be. They used to be closer together. Who would like a triangle of Toblerone? Would you risk your teeth? Please do. So that's the Toblerone. It used to be 360 grams. Now it's only 340 grams. And it costs, what, £8.50?
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. That can't be right. That must be wrong. OK, the Quality Street here. Do you remember it used to be a very heavy tin?
Yeah.
And now it isn't. So it used to be 600 grams and now it's 550 grams. In the 80s, the larger tins, which we all remember, could fit more than 2 kilograms of chocolate in them, and they were on offer for £4.99. They now cost £7. Do feel free.
And you could put your Christmas cake in the tin, couldn't you?
Yes, love the tin. The tin used to last for years and years. But don't you miss the shiny wrapper?
But this is... Why are we doing plastic? That's covered in plastic.
I think
it's paper
biodegradable or something.
But it's not nice.
It's like waxy paper and it's not shiny.
So these are celebrations. And it used to be 550 grams. Now it's only 500 grams. £7 for that. Cripes. £7. And then the Terry's chocolate orange. And I know what you're going to say. It's not Terry's, it's mine. You're going to say that, aren't you? Here it is. 157 grams. Now it's only 145 grams. And so it's got smaller in every possible way. So what do we actually think about that? I know Sharron thinks quite a lot about this kind of thing.
Well, no, I think it's probably applied to absolutely everything, hasn't it? You know, everything has gone up and things have just got smaller, or you get less value for money. You know, we were just talking in the break about, you know, washing machines. You'd buy a washing machine in the old days and it maybe last you 10, 12 years. If you were really lucky, you get 2 out of 1 nowadays, you're doing well. And we rarely repair things. You know, we just buy a new one. And I hate that as well. I want to repair things still.
But what about sweets getting smaller? Because I know that Sharron is going to be the voice of
You know me. I'm just
here.
going to turn around and... do you know what? I'm so lucky. I don't have a sweet tooth.
That is quite remarkable.
I don't either.
It speaks to a much larger problem. This is all to do with large supermarkets, large companies always needing to make a profit, which is now unsustainable. They can't always make profit for their shareholders and for the company bosses to get their more and more profit. It's just not going to happen anymore. So the people who are getting squeezed are the consumers. So the sweets are smaller for the same price. And notice how when the cocoa, because cocoa was really expensive like a couple of years ago, it went back to a reasonable price. But obviously our chocolate didn't go down in price. It will never go down in price. If they're getting machines that make smaller bars of chocolate, they're not going to get rid of those machines. It's always going to be down to the consumer having to pay more.
Yeah. So here's a good little secret for you as well. So when I used to go, obviously when we, doing interviews around the world at the Olympic Games, I used to take Cadbury's chocolate out for Rebecca Adlington, because there is nothing like British chocolate, right? It's the only chocolate in the world that tastes the way that it does. But
give me my famous Coca-Cola bottle figure. It's all down to British chocolate, no question at all. Nestlé has a response for us. Nestlé said every year it set the pack sizes and recommended retail prices for its Quality Street products based on a number of factors, which include the cost of manufacturing, ingredients and transport. And Mars says we will always absorb pricing pressures where we can, but rising manufacturing costs, driven in part by well-documented increases in the cost of cocoa, have meant that we've had to adjust some of our product sizes.
I wonder if the ingredients have changed as well, though, because they do taste different.
You think they taste different?
They taste more sugary
now
and less milky.
Well, it's like Cadbury's changed the from dairy milk in a cream egg and in mini eggs to a cheaper version of their own chocolate, and it tastes completely different now.
And that's the problem with so much of our food, is sugar. Sugar's very, very cheap, but it's very addictive. So processed foods, for example, if you were to go into any, typical high street supermarket and pick up a ready-made roast dinner, it would have considerable amounts of sugar in it. When you cook your roast dinner at home, you don't empty sugar into your, all over the place. And it's that sugar that we've become incredibly addicted to, which is extremely difficult. And it does absolutely nothing for us.
Except we love it so much. This is why I suddenly become a libertarian like Sam Daly. I can sit there very virtuously and completely quiet on the subject of cigarettes, but when it comes to sugar, then suddenly I really perk up and I'm like, we should be allowed to damage ourselves if we want to. I agree with you. I stand shoulder to shoulder with Sam Daly.
I knew once we got to the sweets, you'd agree with me, Vanessa.
When it comes to the quality street, I'm absolutely trenchantly in favour of eating all the ones you like first and then eating all the ones you don't like. You have to do that. That's the way to do it, right? True or not true?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Just put it in a pan and like mix them all together and then just dribble it in your mouth. Why not? But no, I wouldn't do that.
We've got info about this. Even the individual quality street have fallen victim to this. According to The Guardian, the unwrapped purple one used to weigh 9.59 grams and now it's 8.4 grams. The new look orange crunch is down from 9.06 to 8.72. So they have all got, I mean, it's not just us who have got bigger or older.
I'm a bit susceptible sometimes to a crunchy, and they've got really tiny.
Oh, and the chocolate there is paper thin now.
Yes.
That
However,
purple one with that nut in it.
do you like that one? Is that your
I
favourite?
love the nuts in there.
Do you think you can tell whether you're going to be compatible with someone? I was going to say sexually, but I wouldn't because that's so immature. I'm much too grown up to say that. Can you tell if you're going to be compatible with someone dependent on the quality street that they prefer? Like, if it's one that you think is absolutely horrible, could you think, well, we will just never get on? We're polar opposites.
Depends if it's a toffee.
Anyway.
Yeah, it
Anyone?
depends if it's a toffee penny and they're all about the toffee pennies.
Yeah,
with
but
no- with
older
no
people
chocolate
don't
on.
eat those because they're dentures.
Oh,
they come
yeah.
out,
But what's happened to the green triangle?
I don't want to date someone with
Is it
dentures.
still that pretty green that it used to be? Remember the lovely green triangle?
They're still in the foil.
Oh, you see, that's my fave.
Why
Yeah.
are they still in the foil?
I don't. Maybe it just couldn't.
I like these as well.
Is that
a
the
bounty
purple?
bar? With
That's the purple one.
You're joking.
Is that the one with the nut in the middle, the purple one?
That's
Yeah,
got
it
smaller,
used to
isn't
be like that
It used
shape.
to go up in the middle like a dromedary's hump.
changed.
Now it's just round like the rest of them.
No, that's not
I
right.
can't bear this feeling that everything's got worse, particularly.
And it just doesn't look as nice, does it?
I'll-
You know,
I'll
Christmas is
try it.
partly.
Go on, Donna, do it. Take
glittery
one for the
and
team.
nice.
She is. Look at that. How is it? Are you crunching a nut? Not good. You don't like it? Seriously? You love it? She loves it. Is it lovely?
The nut's so small though. It's tiny. I didn't even really feel it.
Well, it used to be a big hazelnut, didn't it?
Yes.
One big one.
A whole one.
Try it.
A whole one. Let's go to Robin in Gloucestershire. Hi, Robin. Sorry we're eating chocolate in front of you when we should be working. We
one in each
apologise. How are you? What's going on with you and the shrinkflation?
I'm very well, thanks, Vanessa. I think because of COVID and I put weight on, discovered I was mildly or manageable diabetes. What I've had to do is shrink myself. And it's been really quite helpful because I do love chocolate, but I found, the very dark chocolate buttons are heaven. And I don't think, it doesn't cost very much. But yeah, so there's a benefit rather than being banned, like tobacco. I mean, there is a sort of restriction on what my body will take. And also I've lost weight and I feel great,
So faced with one of these plastic containers of Quality Street, would you be able to restrain yourself now, restrict yourself to one very small, shrunk-looking chocolate, or would you be wolfing them down still?
Well, I've always been obsessed with the little purple ones, they're my favourite chocolate. So I will dip through those and my grandson will eat the rest, but I don't.
And this means that you and Donna are just absolute soulmates, you're kindred spirits.
Let's meet. Let's meet. But I'm telling you, it's very different, this. And that nut is so small inside, you can barely taste it.
Shall I try it?
Yeah, get it in.
I mean, they're saving us from ourselves. Thank you so much.